Most people think becoming a leader starts with a promotion, a new title, maybe even a bigger office. But the truth is, leadership begins long before anyone gives you permission. It begins with how you think. The biggest transformation in your professional journey isn't about learning new tools. It's about adopting a new identity. The mindset that got you recognized as a great employee will not be the same one that earns you trust as a leader. Employees focus on tasks. Leaders shape direction. Employees look for guidance. Leaders provide it. This video unpacks the critical mental shifts you must make to go from being a reliable contributor to becoming an influential leader, regardless of your job title. Whether you're eyeing a promotion or already managing a team, mastering this shift is non-negotiable. Because before you can lead others, you have to think like a leader first. 1. From task-focused to vision-driven thinking. Most employees are trained to complete tasks. Their performance is measured by how well they execute what's assigned. But leaders don't just complete checklists. They set direction. As a leader, you're no longer asking, what needs to be done today? Instead, you ask, where are we going and why does it matter? This means shifting your focus from urgent to important. While employees aim for daily productivity, leaders prioritize strategic clarity. They zoom out, they see patterns. They anticipate roadblocks and create pathways forward. Start practicing vision thinking by asking, what outcomes do I want to create beyond today's deliverables? How does this project align with our bigger goals? What will success look like 6 months from now? You don't have to be the CEO to think like one, but thinking like one prepares you to lead at any level. 2. From taking orders to taking ownership. Employees wait for instructions. Leaders don't. They take initiative. They own problems, not just their assigned parts. Ownership means being accountable for results, not just your effort. If something goes wrong, you fix it. If something is unclear, you clarify it. If you see a gap, you fill it. It also means becoming solutions-oriented. Instead of saying, this is beyond my role, leaders say, how can I help move this forward? Start shifting your mindset by asking for context behind your tasks, proactively suggesting improvements, taking responsibility for outcomes, not excuses. Ownership earns trust, and trust is the foundation of leadership. 3. From approval seeking to independent thinking. Many employees are conditioned to seek approval. They want their boss to confirm every step before they move. Leaders, however, rely on judgment, not permission. They base their choices on logic, context, and accountability. This mindset shift is about confidence, not arrogance. It's knowing when to decide and when to ask. It's the ability to assess a situation, make a call, and take responsibility, whether it works or not. Independence in thought means trusting your preparation, instincts, and ethics before waiting for validation. To build independent thinking, learn how decisions are made in your organization and who drives outcomes. Understand the risk before you act and make informed moves accordingly. Ask yourself, what would I do if no one was watching or guiding me here? Leadership begins the moment you start thinking beyond pleasing others and start thinking critically about what's best for team or organization. Others follow those who lead with purpose, not just compliance. 4. From doing it all to building capable teams. Employees often gain recognition for doing more, but leaders aren't measured by how much they do. They're measured by how well they build others up. They shift from personal execution to building systems that help everyone perform better. Leadership is no longer about being the star performer. It's about creating stars around you. When you lead well, your absence doesn't create chaos. It creates opportunity. This requires the mindset of a multiplier, delegating with trust so others can grow and own outcomes, coaching team members for growth, even when it takes extra time, creating systems instead of solving every problem yourself repeatedly. Delegation isn't dumping work. It's aligning the right people with the right tasks and supporting them to succeed. You stop hoarding responsibilities and start empowering others. Letting go becomes a strength, not a weakness, when you do it with purpose and structure. Remember, your impact as a leader is measured by how many people you elevate, not how many hours you work or how much you juggle alone. 5. From comfort zones to calculated risks. Employees tend to stay in their lane. Leaders challenge assumptions. They take measured risks, test new ideas, and embrace uncertainty, not for glory, but to drive growth. This doesn't mean acting recklessly. It means becoming comfortable with being uncomfortable, because growth never happens in safety. Innovation lives on the other side of discomfort. Leaders seek discomfort strategically. They test, they evaluate, they evolve. Leaders volunteer for projects outside their expertise to expand value and credibility. Propose bold ideas backed by insight, preparation, and understanding of risk. Accept the possibility of failure in pursuit of innovation and forward momentum. To develop this mindset, get feedback regularly and act on it with humility and curiosity. Reflect on what you avoided due to fear, hesitation, or perfectionism. View failure as data, not defeat, because progress often hides inside setbacks. You're not leading if you're not evolving, and evolution requires risk. Stability may feel safe, but leadership demands movement and adaptability. 6. From me to we, leading with empathy. As an employee, it's easy to focus on your own performance, but a leader must tune into the emotional pulse of others. Leadership is service, not superiority. This shift means developing empathy, emotional regulation, and active listening. Strong leaders recognize individual strengths and stress points. Communicate with clarity and compassion. Support mental well-being while still driving results. Empathy isn't weakness. It's a powerful tool for loyalty and team performance. When your team feels heard, they'll go farther with you than they ever would for someone who simply manages. 7. From fixed identity to constant growth. Employees may see their role as static. I'm a designer. I'm in operations. Leaders understand that their identity must adapt and expand. This mindset is grounded in growth, reflection, and reinvention. True leaders learn from every role they've held. Study leadership, not just tasks. Ask for feedback without defensiveness. Treat every challenge as a learning opportunity. Leadership isn't a finish line. It's a journey of self-awareness and skill building. You're never done. You're constantly becoming. Make personal development part of your calendar. Block time to read, reflect, and reassess. Your next breakthrough won't come from doing more. It will come from thinking better. 8. From seeking stability to creating change. Employees often crave routine. Leaders embrace change, not just as a necessity, but as a driver of value. In today's economy, stability is an illusion. What lasts is adaptability. Leaders don't resist change, they lead it. Whether it's shifting market demands, new technologies, or organizational restructuring, strong leaders ask, how can I prepare my team for this? What opportunities does this change reveal? What do we need to let go of to grow? The shift here is from resisting disruption to creating momentum. Great leaders become the force that moves organizations forward, not the ones trying to keep things the same. 9. From personal goals to organizational outcomes. Lastly, one of the most important shifts. You stop focusing on your career goals in isolation and start aligning them with the mission of the organization. Instead of asking, how can I stand out? You start asking, how can I help the company win? This creates a powerful ripple effect. When leaders align personal ambition with company success, they gain influence faster. They're seen as strategic contributors. They're more likely to be promoted into senior roles. Your value as a leader is measured by how effectively you serve the bigger mission, not how loudly you promote yourself. Conclusion: leadership is a choice before the title. Leadership doesn't begin with a corner office or a business card. It begins the moment you decide to think differently, to operate not as an employee waiting for direction, but as a leader who creates direction. This transformation isn't a one-time event. It's a lifelong mindset, and the sooner you adopt it, the faster you'll grow into the role others wait years for. If this video helped shift your thinking, even a little, then imagine what consistent growth will do over the next year. White heavy check mark like this video if you found value. Speech balloon comment with your biggest leadership lesson. Bell subscribe for weekly videos on modern leadership management and mindset mastery. Upgrade your thinking. Master your leadership. Will guide you every step of the way.